Suppose the next time you pull into a gas station and wince at paying almost $5 a gallon, just remember this. Our wallets are actually being held hostage by a tiny strip of land over 7,000 miles away from the US. Smaller than LAX airport, yet it carries 90% of a superpower's oil on its back. Welcome to Kharg, the world's untouchable oil valve. Kharg Island sits about 15 miles off the coast of Iran. If you're expecting a bustling island with luxury resorts or flashy skyscrapers, well, sorry to burst your bubble. Viewed from above, Kharg is just a barren, desolate strip of land, barely 5 miles long with a total area of about 7.7 square miles. To put that into perspective, this entire island carrying an economy on its back is only about the size of a few blocks in Manhattan, or roughly 6 together. Hell, an amateur runner could easily jog a lap around the island before finishing their morning frappuccino. The island's name Kharg is also a pretty fascinating detail. In ancient Persian, Kharg translates to a wild ass. Yep, you heard that right. Historians have two theories for this goofy name. One is that there actually used to be herds of wild asses roaming around the island. Two is just wild human imagination. Many believe that when ancient people looked at the island's long, slightly curved shape on a map, it instantly reminded them of a donkey's back. Let's be real, they must have been standing under the scorching 110-degree Fahrenheit Middle Eastern sun long enough to hallucinate, to look at a lump of dirt in the ocean and see a donkey. Bruh. Despite its modest size and less than glamorous name, Kharg holds a kind of power that no tourist island could ever dream of. It looks harmless, but this donkey-shaped strip of land is nature's perfect optical illusion. But wait, why would Iran risk putting all its eggs in this tiny 7.7 square mile basket? Why not just build a superport on some spacious beach on the mainland and take it easy? Well, the answer isn't actually on the ground. It's hidden deep underwater. The truth is, most of Iran's coastline in the Persian Gulf is pitifully shallow. If you tried to squeeze a supertanker in there, it would run aground and get stuck faster than you'd get a parking ticket in downtown Chicago. But the waters surrounding Kharg are a different story. Mother Nature blessed this island with the perfect depth, making it the ultimate docking station for the true leviathans of the ocean, VLCC supertankers. Now let's talk about these giants, because their sheer scale will give you goosebumps. We're talking about solid steel machines stretching over 1,000 feet long. To paint a picture, take 3 NFL football fields and line them up end to end. Or even crazier, imagine uprooting the Chrysler Building in New York, laying it flat on the water, and pumping it full of black liquid. Congratulations, you've just built a VLCC. Every time it sets sail, one of these sea monsters can gulp down up to 2 million barrels of oil. And to spoon-feed these giants, engineers had to build an infrastructure setup straight out of a sci-fi movie. Crude oil from massive fields in southwestern Iran is forced through hundreds of miles of underwater pipelines, pumping straight into Kharg Island. Here, it's stored in a massive complex of storage tanks. Once these tanks are full, the oil is pumped through a network of piers, stretching out into the deep water, feeding straight into the bellies of these supertankers. From this island, these $100 million behemoths will sail through the Strait of Hormuz and fan out across the globe. That's why analysts call Kharg the vital valve of the Iranian economy. When this valve is open, billions of dollars flood in. But you're probably wondering, what would happen if someone decided to snap that valve off? Actually, we don't even need to imagine, because history already has the answer. Don't let Kharg's current silence and barren look fool you. This strip of land has never been a safe zone wrapped in bubble wrap by the world. On the contrary, it's a true survivor, a battle-scarred veteran that walked right out of hell. Flashback to the 1980s, during the Iran-Iraq War. Saddam Hussein knew exactly where this Achilles heel was. The Iraqi Air Force rained down bombs on Kharg so fiercely that the island seemed to be permanently wiped off the map. Piers went up in raging flames, pipelines were blown to pieces. But what's the crazy part? The Iranians patched things up, made repairs, and got the oil pumping again almost as fast as Americans rushed to reopen a Waffle House right after a Category 5 hurricane. This sparked a notorious chapter in military history known as the Tanker War. Fast forward to the 21st century. The Middle Eastern chessboard is basically a room reeking of gas, just waiting for a spark. With the power of modern weaponry, the US military or Israel could easily flatten this 7.7 square mile strip of land into a paved parking lot in a single afternoon. Yet, why does the Pentagon always have to tiptoe around and cross Kharg off their airstrike target list? Because Kharg isn't just an island, it's the dead man's switch of the global economy. The military elite in Washington know the rules perfectly well. If Kharg goes up in flames and Iran's single source of income is cut off, Tehran will be backed into a corner. And when a regional power has nothing left to lose, they'll flip the whole board. Their retaliation will aim straight for the jugular, right next door, the Strait of Hormuz.
Located just to the south, the Strait of Hormuz is the most high-stakes waterway on the planet. At its narrowest point, it's only about 21 miles wide. Yet every single day, a fifth of humanity's oil is forced to squeeze through this narrow bottleneck. If Kharg gets wiped out, Iran will lay naval mines and lock down Hormuz entirely. That move is the equivalent of pulling the plug on the global economy's life support system. That is exactly why Kharg has become an invisible red line, a terrifyingly fragile tipping point, a ticking time bomb that everyone can see, but no superpower dares to take a pair of scissors to cut the wire. It exists as the perfect hostage. As long as Kharg remains untouched, the world's energy pulse keeps beating.
So the story of this 7.7 square mile island isn't as far removed from your life as the distance from the US East Coast to the Persian Gulf. Kharg isn't just the heartbeat of Iran's economy, it's the ultimate example of the butterfly effect in the modern world. Imagine if on some terrible day, this valve actually gets shut off and the Strait of Hormuz is completely blockaded. Millions of barrels of oil would just evaporate from the market in the blink of an eye. Instantly, the digital tickers on Wall Street would bleed a deep, flashing red. But the first ones to really taste the bitter pill? That would be us, the everyday consumers.
You think some random island going up in flames has nothing to do with you? Think again. The delivery fee on that Amazon Prime package you just ordered will quietly skyrocket. That Uber ride downtown will get hit with surge pricing so high it'll make your head spin. And that plane ticket for your summer getaway to Honolulu, Hawaii, it could end up costing as much as a designer bag. And when you're pushing your cart through Walmart or Trader Joe's, your wallet will get eaten alive by inflation, simply because the cost to keep those delivery trucks rolling has gone through the roof. An island smaller than a regional airport, yet it has enough pull to yank the strings of the entire planet's economy and make the Pentagon tread lightly. That is the naked truth of geopolitics. A world where power doesn't always lie in aircraft carriers, but sometimes in a barren strip of dirt shaped exactly like a wild ass.
That's what KNOWTERRA has uncovered about the world's largest and most sensitive oil valve. What do you guys think? Are we insanely vulnerable, leaving our wallets at the mercy of a tiny speck on the map? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to let the YouTube algorithm know you've got great taste. We'll keep unpacking the craziest truths our world has to offer in the upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and peace.